This is Ringside, the top 10 heavyweights. Classic now rewinds to the 1973 title fight between George Foreman and Joe Frazier, a battle of the number 8 and 9th ranked heavyweights by boxing historian Bert Sugar.
The heavyweight championship of the world will be governed by the rules of the Jamaican Boxing Board of Control. We expect you to obey these rules, and I will be here to enforce them. In the event of a knockdown, you must take an 8 count. The 3 knockdown rule has been waived. Break when I tell you to break. Shake hands now, come out boxing. Good luck to both of you.
They're wearing 8-ounce gloves. The heavyweight championship of the world. If it goes the limit, they use a 10-point must-scoring system. The winner of a round gets 10 points. The loser gets 9 or less. An even round, they both get 10. Joe Frazier, 214 pounds. 8.5 pounds heavier than when he fought Muhammad Ali. They're scheduled for 15 rounds here in Jamaica. Frazier, the white trunks, Foreman, the red trunks. Frazier boring in. Frazier rarely wins the first round. I'd be surprised if he won it now. Foreman a little bit tense looking. Foreman has been nailed, and nailed good. Joe Frazier's best punch is his left hook. Foreman apparently not trying to keep Frazier off with that jab. Now Foreman looks a little looser. That was a torrid left hook that caught Frazier. Arthur McCanty, the referee, goes between them. Foreman showing a good, smart, snappy jab and a good uppercut. Foreman having a very good round. Frazier went down. A minute to go in the round. Frazier's in real trouble here. Frazier seems to be hurt. He's being rocked. Foreman in complete charge of the fight. Frazier fighting back gamely, but he's having trouble. There's the countdown, 20 seconds to go. Frazier down again. Frazier is wobbling around. He's taking the mandatory 8 count. The round is almost over. Foreman after him again. Frazier has never taken this kind of punishment. And it goes down at the bell. Arthur McCanty rules that no, he has taken the mandatory 8 count at the bell, but he's up. Frazier was down 3 times. Yancey Gorham is holding him there. Here's round 2. Foreman in complete charge up to now. Frazier and Pollard. Foreman is being warned. Frazier is being battered in Foreman's corner. Joe's about to go down. He does. He goes down again. Joe is desperately trying to get to his feet. It's hard to see how Frazier can last. Noah's down for the 6th time. Let's see if the referee stops it. No. He's trying to get his man to a neutral corner. Frazier doesn't know where he is. The fight is over. The fight is over. The winner is George Foreman.
Back here at Gleason's Gym, ringside, top 10 heavyweights. Again, Larry Holmes, George Chuvalo, Burt Randolph Sugar, and me, Brian Kenny. You know, look, I was a little kid watching this, Burt, and it was, you know, I couldn't imagine Joe Frazier taking this kind of beating. This is less than 2 years after Frazier beat Muhammad Ali. How does this sort of, I guess, styles matchup happen?
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. George hit him. George was big. He was small. He used him like a bouncing ball. In fact, he looked like he had just, you know, look at it. He comes right to him. Larry was talking during watching this the first time. He comes right at him. That's the only way Frazier knows to go, and George is just swinging away.
Larry, what was your reaction watching this fight when you watched it live?
At that time, I thought George was invincible. I didn't think nobody could beat him. But at that time, I was just learning the game of boxing, and I didn't know that Joe Frazier did this and did that and went straight to him. But I thought George was dynamite.
George, did you see this coming? Again, having, you know, been in there with both guys, did you see this coming?
Well, no, I thought Frazier would probably win. I thought Frazier would win the fight, but then I saw how easily manhandled he was. It was quite a surprise. And later on, I found out that George, I mean, when I think of all the guys he fought that were shorter than him, he did very well with. But real tall guys, he always had problems with. A lot of guys his height went the distance with him. A lot of guys his height, I think they beat him. Even Axel Schultz, a very ordinary fighter, gave him a lot of trouble. And
much later, right.
But then a lot of other guys, I'm trying to think of the guys that fought. Gregorio Peralta gave him trouble as a young guy. Went the distance with him.
Oh no,
tall guys give him trouble.
The funny story about Gregorio Peralta, in the garden, he's having trouble with him. Peralta's a mover. He's cutie. And Dick Sadler in George's corner, his trainer manager, because he's having difficulty with him, tells him, go out and get him. This is the last round. P.S. It was the 9th round. He goes out and George Foreman gives it his all. Comes back to his corner, offers up his gloves to get him cut off. They sit him down. There's one more round left. He almost beat up his manager, Dick Sadler, in the corner. You know, like, what are you telling me that was the last round for? They were trying to get him and exhort him in the first time he's gone 10 rounds to do something, please. We're losing your image as invincible, another invincible fighter.
Yeah, Larry, again, your exposure to all this, and where the rematch didn't happen yet with Ali and Frazier, and the negotiations had broken down in that fight. Were you aware of any of that swirling around, and how? And do you think Frazier should have taken that fight? It took less money than the rematch with Ali. What were your thoughts at the time with Frazier even taking that fight?
Well, you know what? Always put money first, because that's what we're in it for. And I would have went with the highest bidder, so I think he did right.
Well,
that's what I did.
And you see here, he takes his fight. George is undefeated. There was I think, a concern, but not overwhelming. Frazier was the champion, was undefeated as well. And yet there was a sneaking feeling that maybe, just maybe, he could beat the small man, as Larry said. And in this fight, you'll notice Frazier even makes himself smaller. I mean, he's down there in a squat.
Trying to get away, Burt.
No, but that's how he fought.
You're right. He
fought in that squat.
Yep, he did.
Every uppercut landed, as one of which looks like he pulled up a tree and it just pulled out of there.
Nothing changed the second time around. What's amazing about Frazier is at the end, even when Arthur McCanty goes over, he's dusting off his gloves, getting ready to go back out. Frazier was just going back out.